mega deal just went down. Kyrie Irving got traded to the Boston Celtics in exchange for Isaiah Thomas, Jae Crowder, Ante, Zizic, and the Brooklyn Nets of 2018 first round unprotected pick. Everybody wants to know who won the trade. And so we're going to break that down real quick. We're going to find out what it is going forward for both teams. Now, for the personal piece of this trade, you got to hate the way it went down. So the trade was exciting, but the personal references behind it, the Celtics trading Isaiah Thomas, even after Isaiah's, horrible tragedy with his sister, you would think the organization would want to keep a piece like that guy that, like Kenny Smith said, literally gave out blood, sweat, and tears and went through such a horrible tragedy, and the organization supported him. You hate to see him go. You hate to see Jae Crowder go with all the bricks that he put in that Celtics, team in the building. And then for the Cavs fans, they actually finally had a modicum of respect and showed some sense. And they didn't burn Kyrie's jersey. They actually thanked him because they know without that big shot, they're not champions. And, for the Cavs, you hate to see a great dynamic duo of LeBron James and Kyrie Irving break up, because they went to the finals 3 straight years. They dominated the East. And you just was thinking like, okay, over this offseason, they're just going to retool, come back and try to get another piece. But that never happened, and they broke up. And it seems like, later down the line, we might say, how many championships would they have won? That's going to be the talk. In like 10 years, if LeBron and Kyrie stay together, do they get back to the finals? Do they possibly win? So that's something to say. But down to the brass tacks. Both teams won this trade respectively. One more than the other, but here's the thing. Looking at Cleveland. Cleveland, they get Isaiah Thomas, Jae Crowder. Jae Crowder gives LeBron James rest for the regular season and to guard some of the team's best players. You figure if the Cavs had Jae Crowder in the NBA Finals, maybe it would have helped out a little bit more and gave LeBron James some rest guarding Kevin Durant. So that's amazing within itself. You get a player that's defensive minded, could possibly hit a 3-ball here and there. Now you get Isaiah Thomas, who can score the ball similar to Kyrie Irving, who's dynamic like Kyrie Irving. And then you have a backup in Derrick Rose. You still have Kevin Love. And then the best part about everything is this. What Dan Gilbert did was very smart. Since he can't get a commitment from LeBron James, that 2018 pick, along with Isaiah Thomas, which they would have to eventually give him the max deal, because the Celtics didn't really want to face the pressures of giving him a max deal, him being undersized. You get a 2018 first-round pick. You mix that with Isaiah Thomas. If LeBron leaves, you're still in good shape, baby. Everything's good to go. You can still compete. The Cavs still stay relevant in the Eastern Conference. Now, when you look at the Boston Celtics, you add Kyrie Irving, an NBA champion, a dynamic scorer, a guy that can score 16 points in a quarter, basically unstoppable. He's a bigger version of Isaiah Thomas. He could drain threes off the dribble, in my opinion, better than Isaiah Thomas. So he's extremely dynamic. He's an NBA champion. He brings veteran leadership to the locker room. He knows how to win. He's won before. You mix that with Gordon Hayward. You got Jason Tatum. You have Jaylen Brown. You still have Al Horford. And then you just mix in pieces in the bench. The Celtics have a solid squad that can compete. They can make it back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Are they the best team in the East? No, because they don't have the best player in the East, which is LeBron James. But you have to figure this. A lot of people are disrespecting the Celtics in this regard. Celtics last year had the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Now, you think if they add Kyrie Irving, they can't do a little bit more damage in the playoffs? I think they could do a lot more damage. I think people are underestimating how good Kyrie Irving can be, because he was basically overshadowed by LeBron James, and he had to downplay his game to work with LeBron James. And I said this before. Every team LeBron has been on, players have to acquiesce to him. They have to basically kind of tone down their game. Like, Kyrie Irving's the point guard. Why was LeBron James walking off the ball most of the time in the past 3 years? People say, well, Kyrie took more shots than anybody. He took more shots because LeBron was basically trying to facilitate when that's Kyrie's job. Like, at the end of the day, I always wanted to see LeBron take more shots. But that never happened because he's too busy trying to dictate pace, dictate everything on the court. Now you get a Kyrie Irving who has experience with LeBron James, knows how to dictate pace from his experience with LeBron James, and who's hungry. Everybody keeps missing that factor. He's hungry. So if they face off in the Eastern Conference Finals, Cavs and the Celtics, even though you give the edge to the Cavs, do not count out the Celtics one bit. That's a 6-game, 7-game series in my opinion. Because you have Gordon Hayward, you have Tatum, you have Brown, you have Kyrie Irving. Like, a lot of people just don't understand the caliber player Irving is. And the same thing that goes with the Cavaliers, which, why I almost call it a wash, or it's about equal, even though the Cavaliers, they win in the fact that they get depth. They get an all-star for another all-star. Here are a couple things that they are not getting. You don't know what Isaiah Thomas they're going to get. First of all, they diminished in size at the point guard level because Isaiah Thomas is small. Derrick Rose is a backup, and he's played a good season last year because he was healthy, but you never know with him. And Isaiah Thomas, we don't know how it is going to be with the hip. So injury is going to play a big role for the Cavs. It's going to play a huge role in that and factor. And here's the thing with Kevin Love, are they still going to flip him? So health-wise, Cavs are kind of shaky because LeBron's going to have to play heavy minutes. You know, he played heavy minutes last season. He's going to play heavy minutes again this season. So how's that going to factor out when he gets to the playoffs? So this is going to be interesting. I feel like both teams won. Cavs win with the depth, but I feel like talent-wise, Celtics win because they get a dynamic player just like Isaiah Thomas, but Kyrie's more dynamic. The guy can go on tears that we've never really seen before. So this is going to be one hell of an upcoming season. I'm excited. I don't know if you guys are excited. I'm excited because it's not just like Cleveland doesn't only, now they don't have like no resistance. You have the Wizards, resistance. You have the Celtics, more resistance. You have feuds. Like, it's going to be interesting, man. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is Vlad Hoops Junction, Hoops Meets Hoopla. Peace.